Notes for zero and negative exponents. Remember, when you have zero exponents, anything to the zero power is 1. So 4 to the 0 is 1. 5 to the 0 is 1. Negative 2.7 to the 0 power is 1. The only thing that is not 1 is 0 to the 0, and that is undefined. The algebra is a to the 0, which is 1. Once again, a cannot be 0. For negative exponents, if you have 4 to the negative second, it becomes 1 over 4 to the positive second. That's just a pattern that you're going to have to get used to. The algebra form is a to the negative n equals 1 over a to the positive n. Once again, a cannot be 0. Let's look at some examples. 3 to the negative fourth, remember, is 1 over 3 to the positive fourth. Mrs. Wenger has this silly saying where you have negative exponents. When you have a negative attitude, your parents send you down to the basement, and you have to have a positive attitude while you're down there before to make it work. So this is 1 over 3 to the positive fourth. Letter B, we got to go back and use a rule we did a couple of days ago. Negative 8.5 to the negative fourth times negative 8.5 to the fourth. We are multiplying powers. And when you multiply, you add your exponents. So this is negative 8.5 to the 0 power. And remember, that is 1. Letter C, you also have to flash back to a rule we just did. 2 to the 6th over 2 to the 8th. You're dividing. So when you divide, you subtract. So 6 minus 8 is negative 2. So you have 2 to the negative second. You cannot leave your answer with a negative exponent. It's like leaving a fraction unsimplified, and you can't do that. So 2 to the negative second is 1 over 2 to the positive second, and you can leave it like that. You have 6 on your own to do. Pause this video, try these 6 problems. Once you have given them your best effort, go ahead and hit play and see how you did. All right, number 1, 4 to the negative second is 1 over 4 squared. Oops, and you can leave it like that. Number 2 is negative 2 to the negative fifth. So this is 1 over negative 2 to the positive fifth. When there's a negative exponent, send it to the basement, make it positive. 6 to the negative 8th times 6 to the 8th. Add these exponents. Negative 8 plus 8 is 0. So 6 to the 0 power is 1. Number 4, you have division with the same base, so you can subtract these exponents. 5 minus 6 is negative 1. So this is negative 3 to the negative first. You have a negative exponent here. You have to send it to the basement, make the exponent positive. You really don't even need that 1 because it's assumed. So 1 over negative 3. Number 5, you do this one just like you would multiply fractions. So multiply across. 1 times 1 is 1. 5 to the 7th times 5 to the negative 4th is 5 to the positive 3rd, because 7 plus negative 4 is 3. And you're done, because that is a positive exponent. Number 6, simplify that numerator first. 5 plus negative 3 is 2. So you have 4 to the second over 4 to the second. 2 minus 2 is 0. So 4 to the 0 power is 1. All right, example 2, they get a little bit trickier. But negative 5 times x to the 0, I know you're going to want to say, well, that's just 1. And you would be incorrect, because x to the 0 is 1. So this is negative 5 times 1, which ends up being negative 5. Letter B, all I'm introducing is this 9 right here. Ignore that till the end. Worry about these y's first. So you have 9y to the negative 3rd over y to the 5th. Negative 3 minus negative 5. Oh, sorry. That's not a negative 5. That's a positive 5. So this is just negative 3 minus 5, which is negative 8. So you have 9y to the negative 8. Now the 9's not negative, so that can stay up top, but you got to send this y to the negative 8 to the basement to make it positive. So this is 9y to the positive 8. You have some on your own. Go ahead and hit pause. Try these 3. When you're ready, hit play. Check your answers. Number 7, this is 8 times x squared, the 8, or x to the negative second. The 8 is fine. Send the x to the negative 2 down. So this becomes 8 over x squared. Number 8, 0 plus negative 10. This is b to the negative 10th, which is 1 over b to the positive 10th. Final answer. Number 9, this is tricky because this 15 has been throwing some people off. Really just a 15 in the denominator. Don't worry about it until you do your z's. So 6 minus 9 is negative 3, so this is z to the negative 3 over 15. Z to the negative 3 needs to be sent to the basement. What's left up top is 1. Really, there's nothing left. That means there's a 1 there. So 1 over 15z to the positive third. And then we are not worrying about this word problem right now. And that's it.